What is up, everybody? Alex106 here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the Happy Circuits missing link module. So we're going to be talking about the ML2M. So this is the new version of this 2 HP clock generator module. It has two 3.5 millimeter outputs. Those can be split to both be CV and gate. You can use just one for CV, one for gate. And you can also take that second output and you can switch that to be a MIDI output now. So that's a super useful thing. And the selling point of this thing is that it's Wi-Fi enabled and it has Ableton Link integrated into it. So to sync to a DAW is super easy. And this is one of the questions that I get most often. So I'm getting into Eurorack, I'm getting into hardware. How do I record it? And then how do I sync it to my DAW so that way everything's in time? There are tons of options, right? So a lot of times I'll either use like the ES8, the ES9, and if my computer's plugged in to one of those, then I can clock from there. There's the multi-clock setups. There's plenty of different options. It's just MIDI to CV. But this makes it super convenient because you can just use Wi-Fi and you don't have to run a MIDI connection. And so we've used this, Travarsi and I have used this in our performances before where we've literally just used, both had some like, you know, I think I used Ableton as a master. She did a missing link to that. And so it's great for collaboration. It's really awesome to just like bring a rig to somebody's house and maybe they don't have a clocking setup. Well, all you got to do is hook up to Wi-Fi. If you don't have like a Wi-Fi signal where you are, or you just want to do what I do, which is you can use this in a access point mode. So it'll create its own Wi-Fi network for you that you can just log into. I'm out here. This is actually a shed. My house is like 30 feet away. The router's even further than that. So I don't have the best wireless internet in here. So I choose to use access point mode. And then whenever I go to a gig or anything like that, I don't have to worry about like using a club's Wi-Fi. I can just use it, which is really nice. And so what I'm going to do today is I'm actually just working on tracks here in the studio. My studio computer's all the way over there. And like in this cabinet thing over there is actually where my computer lives. And so, you know, I could run MIDI over here and figure it out, but I don't really have like a MIDI to CV, or I don't really have a clock. And so the missing link is a perfect thing for me. So I've got a track running over there. And what I'm going to do is I'm basically just going to record some loops and show you how it works. Yeah, just make some music for a little bit because that's what this channel is really all about. All right, so now we're over here. As you can see my session. I'm not going to do a screen recording because it's really not that important what's going on up here. I've just got some drums, some pads. I'm playing bass guitar on this one, which I'm pretty stoked about. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit record and then I'm going to hit play. I do have the missing link set up to receive stop and start commands. So once I hit play here, it's actually going to hit play on the missing link over there. You can turn that off in their browser-based editor. And so what you can do there is like you can press play here. It won't play until you press play on the missing link. It'll still play in time. But I think it's pretty convenient just to do this. I'm going to turn down this channel because I think it's a little loud. And then we're just going to hit play and it's going to start going. And I'm going to go noodle on the 303. Maybe I'll toss this up an octave. Oh, hit the wrong button. So that's it. You get the idea. I just hit the pause button on, or the play button, or the stop button, or whatever you want to call it, on the ML2. That stopped the track over there. So basically, you know, like, it's a really nice just tool, and it's just super easy to use. So there are some settings. There is a configurator tool that's that's browser based, and in this tool you can set up things like your Ableton Link offset. I'm actually using Bitiwg's offset because that's my habit to do. So Bitiwg is offset from the ML2, but you can go into the ML2 and you can set up an offset so it's perfectly in time. You know, some Wi-Fi networks will have a little bit of latency, so you can fix that right there. There's also swing in there. Like I said earlier, there's settings for the A versus the B, what you have. If you're using 2 CV and gate outputs, you can change the pulses per quarter note for each. And yeah, I mean, like I said, you get clock and reset on both, but it's a 2 HP module. It's super easy to use. And really what I see myself doing with this thing here in the studio is just being able to just run over the modular and just make loops for my sessions that I'm doing over there. So I'm just gonna make one more loop, yeah, then we'll call it good. All right, so now over here, I've just made another track. And basically what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna hit record, and we're just gonna record a bunch of loops. I haven't even patched anything. We're just gonna patch up some like Chimera and Fracture stuff and see how it goes. All right, so you see I've got Chimera here, Metron's running. Just put it in channel 1. And then we'll do one of these guys for the accent. And hear what it sounds like. All right, nice little shaker. Now let's add some pitch weirdness to it. Now I'm going to add some fracture. That's good. All right, so let's listen to that loop that we made really quick. Just gonna listen to this guy. I think that mix has a little bit of my microphone in it, but it actually sounds fine to me. So like, we've got that loop, and we've got this loop. Cool, so then I might just like high pass the crap out of that, right? And then just turn those into loops. And then just place these around wherever they fit. So maybe this would be a good spot. Maybe up here. Let's turn link off. Ooh, yeah. Keep it nice and quiet. like the 303 right here. All right, so that's it. Running back and forth in the studio, which is actually one of my favorite things to do. You may have noticed my big table is gone. We're up against the wall now. We've got a lot more space. I even have my drum set up over here. I don't think you can see that. Here's a cymbal. But yeah, it's just a lot of fun to be able to, you know, just effortlessly sync things to the computer without having to work too hard. So like, you know, I like these synths and stuff all back here. Those are all hardwired into the computer. I can play those whenever I want via MIDI and all of that. But a lot of my Eurorack stuff is a lot more mobile. You know, not only am I traveling all the time, I'm taking stuff in and out of the case. And the ML2M has just been a really cool thing to add to my studio, especially now with the addition to MIDI. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Circuit Happy, for allowing me to check out the ML2M. And yeah, please like and subscribe. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.